Yeah. Hi. Hola. Eu sou Gabriela, sou do Chile. Vou a falar em uma mistura de línguas. Então, no, I think I'm going to speak in English because I prepare in English. So, yeah. I study theater design, and that's give me, I think, like a base of working with different materials, like lights, fabric, and also a space. I work with space and make, how you say, like different atmospheres and try to change the spaces. When I start like making art, I start working with garbage because I always been like this shy person that I look down when I walk. So that's why I always found some things, and I really enjoy that. And it started to become like an obsession, and also a nice way to work and not with no cost because it's free. And yeah, and I also like it because like to work with garbage because it's a way to know new places too, like not nice places. I like to go to strange places to see garbage, and I also like to, I call like the otherness spaces, like no touristic spaces. And I also like to compare the spaces, like go to a touristic place and see what the garbage is there, or rich neighborhood and see what the garbage is there, and go to poor ones and compare that. I think it's really interesting. And I also like to work with garbage because it's a way to give like second opportunities for things, and to give to become like garbage something that you can contemplate, like que se puede contemplar. Yeah, and like 2 years ago, I started to work with water because I went to live to the south of Chile, near to the beach. So I connect with nature. I think it's really important for me, like a way to heal things. So and the water, it was a really good experience for me to work with that because it was a way to defend like things that I believe, that is fluid, constant change, movement, sensibility, sentimientos, female energy too. Yeah, and also I think it I start working with water in the same time that in Chile was like kind of a revolution, and you can read in the street like free water, that is aguas libres, because in Chile you have to pay for water, and it's a private resource. Like politicals and rich people have the access of water, and they sell their water. So yeah, it was really important for me to think about free water because it's also, yeah, this thing of water to all the people and not to pay for it, but also like to free water inside you, like liberate it as a way to fluid and be yourself. And if you need to cry, cry. Or if you need to, I don't know, dance to drop water, like just to, yeah, free the water inside you too. Yeah, so I mixed these two things, like garbage and water, and I made bodies of water. That's my idea, like to rethink body as a body of water, a body that change, a body that is sensitive, a body that fluid, that, yeah. And that's what's my start to came here. So I collect garbage from different neighborhood, like near here, some touristic places, but it was really boring, but I didn't find interesting things. And it was more interesting when I went to really far and like no good places, like near to the train, Puerto Marvila, and I work with seawater because we're in Lisbon, too many beaches. And I also want to work with agar-agar, that is a sea plant. And yeah, and this is the result. And it was a super interesting process because I never worked with agar-agar, so I need to first discover how it works and the consistency of it. And it's, I don't know, I enjoy a lot because you have to cook first, like you have to hydrate. You have to hidratar the agar-agar with water, like 20 minutes before you cook, and then you have to cook, and it has to boil. And then you have to wait to get cold, and it's fixed like the shape what you want to be. So I love that idea of making something boiled that needs fire to transform, and I love the process of transform things with fire. It's like maybe a ritual or a witch thing. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, it drips also, like every day I have to clean upstairs because it falls water, so it's changing every day. It's also changed color because it's like take the color of the things that I put inside of it. And yeah, what else? And then when I have these things that I made, I play with lights because I like light, but I also like this idea of working with the light and the shadows of things, like the light and the shadow of transformation, like the good and the bad things of constant change. And yeah, like you have to accept the shadow of the things, and how beautiful is the light too, and how the lights change with the water and the objects and the things you see through the water. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. Obrigada. I don't know if you have.
Who wants to start? For me, it's like I'm very fascinated by this idea of something that is really temporary. And like for me, it was funny outside. We were speaking, and you were a bit questioned about the most complex logistic of a show. And actually, for me, these pieces were really a risk because until the end, you didn't know exactly how they would react on top of the structure, imagine how they would react to light. And still, this exhibition lasts, unfortunately, it's just 3 days. But I'm very curious, and I wonder if it's something in your head about the decomposition of ink and how, like, I really find it's speaking about aesthetic resistance for me, the idea of not making an object that is to be forever. And I wonder if you question yourself about how to document it, or if to film the destruction, or how do you leave this idea that the piece then is not there anymore and it returns into the cycle of garbage and water. I wonder.
I don't know. I was thinking. I always think about it because, a part of me feels like they have to be in the garbage because they were before. So maybe have the road. But another one is like I want to keep it because I want to see how much they still in the same shape. But also it's a little gross to have it because they doesn't smell like so good. And actually I have someone that, because I put plants that I found on beach, it's some cardos. They start to grow like musgo. They comienzan a pudrirse. Entonces, no sé qué va a acontecer. Me gustaría ver. Yeah, I don't know if it's so healthy. But I don't know. I don't know the answer. Maybe you can keep there and you tell me. But I take
piece of art, you testify.
No, but and I make los registré making photos and video too, like I like I can stay like looking them like for so much time, and I take a camera that I have, a handycam, and I stay in the room like 1 hour, like playing with the zoom of the camera because it has so many details and how the lights pass through the objects. So I don't know, I think I make a good video, but you have to see it. Like, I like the experience to enter to a place and be surrounded of this. So I don't know.
So something that we hadn't really spoken about maybe in our meetings, or that it just kind of occurred to me now, is like the importance of this liminal landscape in how the works begin. And there's something like it made some pieces come together for me. The way that you spoke about these spaces that are kind of wild spaces, or they're not used. I know liminal is a very like de rigueur word at the moment.
Yeah.
But like there's something about this kind of wasteland in which you're collecting something, and there's something about the water and a very symbolic interaction. So I wonder if there's something to say about that. But I wonder what it would also be if those works, like that you create something that then could find its way back into that wasteland, and then maybe I don't know if there's a continuation of what happens to these works now, and would it be interesting if that garbage transformed, somehow found its way back to its point of origin and then got documented in a different way. Like, I don't know, but like how landscape fits into this somehow. I wonder if there's anything to say about that.
No, but it's interesting what you say. Actually, Lily told me one day, like, maybe you can take photos of these objects, like these bodies in the street. And I did it, and like changed a lot, like what like, yeah. But it will be, yeah, interesting to take it off.
Particularly when you're talking about light.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's an element, there's so much that you could do to make it more underwatery with the light. Like almost that you could get the light kind of activating them again.
Yeah.
In lots of different ways, and I think there's more to play with. I think it's resolved really nicely here.
Yeah.
But there could also be something more, I wonder about watching light change on these objects in the real landscape, so how the natural light affects them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sort of got me thinking.
Yeah,
It's like
maybe we'll deshidratar like more quickly, or maybe, I don't know, like when I work once with agar-agar to make mushrooms, because it's a thing that you use in laboratories, and the sun always like kills things because it's too hot and too shiny, and so maybe, yeah, will not, I don't know, I have to try what happened with that. Yeah.
Like it might resolve some questions about what is the next. Do I want to know the end point? Do I want it to finish, or do I want it to be caught in this moment? Or I feel like there's so much possibility.
Yeah. And I was wondering the same thing, like, with Lily, we're talking, what do we do with this? And Lily, she will back to Tennessee. She will bring, but don't know. I will be here, and so maybe I can bring with me and make a photo session with those in.
They're precious now.
Yeah. Thank you. Lily, sorry.
Something that I've always really loved in getting to know you and getting to know the work, talking about fluidity and the fluid object and water, but then the decision to make these, at least for a little bit, like very stable, sturdy objects.
Yeah.
Has always been so beautiful. And like a complicated, a complicated change, and I wonder, like, when you talk about like water and female energy, I wonder if then like creating like a fixed form and container, if that's like an interesting consideration for you to be like fluid female energy, but then encased in like this structure.
Yeah. The indigenous from Chile, Mapuches, they say that we take water that it's sick, because when we put like water in tubes, they sick. Because water have this own movement, chaos, and if we put in some shape, they became sick. So it's something that I was thinking about it too. I don't know if it is, I think in jelly, so I have to put the jelly in one thing, so I have to, and have the shape of the thing that I put it, so I put in with this form, but also I use like garbage and put the agar-agar inside of it to take the shape of the garbage that I found it. And that was really nice and interesting. But yeah, maybe it's a way like to put the water in these things is a way to think about it too, like it doesn't take the form forever, like they always or drip or like it can't, like they can't take the form forever. Yeah. And also that's why I also play with the is the teeny ones, like the texture, because okay, I want to go out from this shape, so I will make other things and I do the other texture, and that was so nice. I really enjoyed it because it has a shine and texture that I love it, and it also changed more quickly. And at first, when I put it from top of the of things, it looks like it has water, but then it gets dry, and it looks like spider web. Oh, spider.
Web.
Yeah. And if I put in this shape that I have, that is metal, it's also take the color of it. So yeah, when I decide to go out from this shape, because what you're saying, I found this other like texture and that I love to explore more.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's like sturdy here, but then super changing and adaptive, and it's
Yeah.
really, really thin. And I know in our conversations we were talking about like personal fluidity and like you know, feeling like a change in body and yourself. I think it's always really beautiful to see the work go through these processes. And now hearing you talk about it, it makes it all seem so much more like melancholy, like beautiful and also sad
Yeah.
in a way, because it's water, but it's also fixed, but then it's not, you know. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
you try, if you try, like, okay, I'm going to be this person and do what I need to do, it's always like you drip from like a part of,
Yeah.
you can't, yeah, or you get sick. Yeah.
It's sweaty.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So I have two questions. So the first one is, why have you picked carving in specific? What spoke to the interest in carving?
In Carlos? Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Was there anything specific, like visually speaking?
I love Cardos from Chile. I love the plant because it's so romantic, but also it hurts you crazy. And it's also, I read once that it's a plant that represents the change. And it's a good, it gives you like good lucky for change and for new things that you want to try. And being here in Lisbon is crazy, like so many cardos that you can find and different ones. You go to the one hill and you find a different kind of cardo, and you go to the beach and it's other kind of cardos, but it's a lot. So when I went to the beach to take seawater, I found cardos too, so I have to pick it up and do something with that. Yeah.
So the second question is more so related with Chinese philosophy. I started reading about Wu Wei, which
Yeah.
pretty much gives emphasis to the art of non-action. And so the metaphor they give for us to better understand what Wu Wei truly is, which is more so of an emotional thing rather than something spoken, is the course of water in a river. So according to them, water doesn't have one specific aim, it just flows. So if it has one rock as an obstacle, it just circumvents it. It doesn't press it, right? It just molds itself and it goes.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is any way, shape or form we could make reference to that, right? Seeing the world by Chinese people into the work that you do, because you mentioned water as well.
Yeah.
And the fluidity as well. So I was thinking of that concept, like doctrine will work.
Yeah, I didn't understand like the question. Like.
So It wasn't more,
Wow.
okay, so it wasn't really more, it was more of a comment. So
Yeah.
it was like, if there is a way you could bring reference to the Chinese culture, which talks a lot about water. Even
Yeah.
Bruce Lee used to say, be like water, so this is a very popular thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's very popular, I think it shouldn't be disregarded. I think that many people, especially on the, you know, on the Western world, we don't have that understanding.
And like humans are made 90% of water, and we are so
Yeah.
controlled, and so
Right.
we try at least to
Exactly.
be so.
And so they come, the people from the Eastern world, trying to kind of elucidate us that no, we are water after all.
Yeah.
We don't have to be this rigid all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm related to Chinese culture, but in Chile I'm related with Mapuches, and Mapuches talk about it, like how sick we are because we don't let the water like go free as you want. And when I start to work with water, it's a way to embrace who I am too. Like, okay, I'm fluid, I change a lot, and I don't want to like feel guilty about it. So let's do work with that. So yeah, like embrace. And I think everyone needs to just be ourselves and who we want to be, and it's a way to say that that is beautiful and you have to, but also is emotional and difficult and has the shadow of it too. Yeah.
I mean, I agree, because water doesn't force anything. It just is what it is. And
Yeah.
I think we should be more like that as well.
Yeah.
We'll hope for the best.
Yeah.
For the future
Thank you.
generations, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Problems with water. We have. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want to say something?
Oh, I was just going to ask, what was the inspiration of the piece upstairs that was hanging from the light, that wire with the flowers? You know, what is it called?
They have.
Build it.
Yeah, it's just a form, like a wave form you can find in your phone.
After
Like,
battery.
no, but when you write,
Accent, a Portuguese accent.
yeah, in Chile, it's like the N with a wave on
I
the
see.
top. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the first piece has one, the second two, third,
Oh, I like that.
and the one is hanging because I want to do that, like hang one piece and to make it like vertical and have the shape of a river or a cascada, as you say, like fall. Yeah, waterfall. And yeah, that's the inspiration. And then I take the cardos, those plants, and I made it first. I made the shape of it, and then I go to the beach and take cardos and I put it, and then it was everything like the one day before the exhibition, and I have this because yeah my process was to take garbage, then I have yeah okay. This garbage, I will do something with this, no more. And then I experiment with agar-agar, and I say, yeah, okay, I got it. Now I'm happy with this. And I make a lot of this, try to know how it works. And then I make texture, and the day before I put it together.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also like to work with that, like to, sometimes we think I'm a super control person. Yeah. So it's a way to, you can control everything, you have this idea, but always the last time everything changed and let it flow.
Yeah, I was commenting. I think the discovery of the light and the shadow came when you understand the opacity of agar-agar.
Yeah.
And then probably that's why the light became central somehow,
Yeah.
and that this is there, but this is just an invasional comment because it was inside the process. But I really like how this element of the light also enter, which is ephemeral. And maybe some of the people that are here doesn't know that you also made a DJ set especially focused on water, which I think was very interesting and poetic. This idea of passing from a medium to another medium, and the idea of water was there. The light is also something very fluid that you can control.
Yeah.
That's why I commented. I love that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
What about the DJ set with water?
Maybe you can speak a bit about
I love music. I hear like every time music, I can't live without it. And I have a DJ machine, and I've been DJed for a couple of years. And and I listen like this new scene of music that is going most in America, that use sounds from the nature but mixed with hard like electronic. And I pick like 10-15 songs and mix it, and I play like for the opening. Yeah. And I think it's on Facebook.
Yes,
Maybe.
it is. Very nice. You can find.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is this the sound of water in different, I don't know, because it could be drops of water, it could be water just flowing, like it's...
Yeah, and I like the idea of I like the idea of move the body and dance too, like to like drip, because like you party a lot and you're dancing and you drip, and that idea I like it. And also to cry in discos too, and sometimes they're like these DJs that play like sad reggaeton to cry. And when sometimes, I don't know if you do, but sometimes I'm in my room and just move my body and crying because I need to move body to let it flow. So I like music, to play music, because you have to put your body in it. Yeah, and the sounds that makes you vibrations. Yeah, that's.
Other question, or we release the beast?
We have to. Thank you. Thank you for being here and listen. Thank you to Enrique and Gemma and you too. It was so nice and super fun. I love like have the experience and the space to do. It's sometimes difficult to have that opportunity. So yeah, I'm really happy.
You're saying little, so you don't
Yeah.
get rid of us.
Yeah. Thank you.